विश्व में थी पाप की जब घटा छाई।
Om Shanti. Good morning. So we listen to Baba's Murli for November 22nd, 24. November 22nd, 24. Baba says, sweet children, to follow the Father's Srimad means to have regard for the Father. Those who follow the dictates of their own minds have disregard for him. So having regard for the Father is following what the Father is teaching us. If I don't listen to the Father, if I'm following the dictates of my own mind, that means I have disregard for him. So this is called being obedient to. So when I am obedient to the Father, I have regard for him because I'm obedient. The question is, what does Baba not object to in regard to those who live at home with their families, but which direction does he give them? What does Baba not object to in regard to those who live at home with their families, but which direction does he give them? Answer. Baba says, children, by all means, have a connection with everyone. Do whatever job, etc. you have to do. You have to have connections with people. If you have to wear colored clothes, then do so. Baba does not object to this. The Father only gives the direction, children. Remove your attachment from all your bodily relations and your own bodies and remember me. So those living at home, Baba says, you keep all your connections, but remove your intellect or remove the intellect's attachment with all the bodily relations, even with your own body, because this attachment will give sorrow. So Baba says you keep the connection, you maintain the connection, you look after the family, you take care of things, you do all of that. If you have a job, you do your job, you can wear colored clothes, but Baba says remove your intellect from all bodily relations and the body and remember the Father. Om Shanti. Shiv Baba sits here and explains to you children, that is, he inspires you to make effort to become equal to him. Just as I am the ocean of knowledge, so you children also have to become the same. You sweet children know that not all of you will become the same. Each one of you has to make your own individual effort. Many students study at school, but they don't all pass with honors. Not everybody passes with the same marks. Nevertheless, their teacher inspires them all to make effort. The teacher inspires everyone to make effort. The teacher teaches everyone equally, but not everyone passes with the same grade, right? So Baba says this is also a school. Here, depending on how much we study, that is the effort we make, based on that, we pass. So you children also make effort. When the father asks, what you will become, you all reply, we have come here to become Narayan from an ordinary man and Lakshmi from an ordinary woman. That is all right, but you have to look at your activity too. Baba says, Good. But look at your activity. The Father is the highest on high. He is the teacher and the Guru. No one knows this Father. You children know that Shiv Baba is our Baba, teacher, and Satguru. However, it is difficult to understand him as he truly is. You might come to know the Father, but you forget his role as the teacher and the Guru. Even a few days back, Baba said the same thing. Now you have to remember me in all the three relationships as Father, teacher, and Sadguru. Hmm? Because many a times we remember Baba as, because we say Baba as the Father, but then Baba as the teacher, Baba as the Sadguru. Equally important. You children also have to have regard for the Father. What does it mean to have regard? To have regard means to study well that which the Father teaches. The Father is very sweet. Let the mercury of happiness rise high inside you. Let there be ecstatic happiness. Each of you has to ask yourself, do I have such happiness that I've found the Father, that God is teaching me? Do I have that happiness? Not everyone can be the same. There's also a vast difference in how everyone studies. In those schools, too, there is a lot of difference. There, it is a common teacher who teaches, whereas this one here is uncommon. This teacher here is uncommon because not everybody knows this supreme teacher. In the schools, we know our teachers, right? Because of the physical form. We remember our teacher as the name, as this face, right? But here, because Baba is so subtle, the supreme teacher is so subtle, point of light, we don't remember the teacher. There cannot be another teacher like this one. No one knows that the incorporeal Father also becomes the teacher. Although they have used the name Sri Krishna, they don't even know that he can't be the Father. Krishna is a deity. Many have the name Krishna. However, as soon as people say Krishna, the form of Sri Krishna comes in front of them. And it's so interesting because when I say Krishna and you say Krishna, we both will have a different image of Sri Krishna. Depends on which picture or we have looked at most, or which form of Krishna have we worshipped a lot. So even though we both say Sri Krishna, the image that comes in both of our intellects is different. But here when we say Shiv Baba is point of light, it is point of light. There's no physical image. So he is a bodily being. You know that this body does not belong to that one. He himself says, I have taken it on loan. So Shiv Baba is saying that I took Brahma's body on loan. This one was a human being before, and he is still a human being now. He is not God. So Brahma is not God. He was a human being before, he is still a human being. Only the incorporeal one is God. He now explains so many secrets to you children. However, it is not yet possible for you to understand fully the Father and the teacher. You repeatedly forget. Why it's not easy for us to understand Baba fully? Because our intellect is still in body consciousness. Because for 2500 years, we have been using body consciousness. So our intellect is used to body consciousness. And now when we say that, connect to God who doesn't have a body, it's difficult. And that's why Baba says, consider yourself to be a soul and remember me. Because unless I consider myself to be a soul, I cannot go beyond this body consciousness, and I will not be able to connect to Baba who doesn't have a body. So that's why the first practice is I am a soul. I'm not this name, I'm not this body, I'm not this person that I think I am, or that everybody thinks I am, or that everybody told that I am. No, I am a soul. I am God's child. So the more and more I become soul conscious, the more and more I understand Baba fully. So even understanding Baba is number wise based on our intellect. So your intellects are drawn to bodily beings. As yet, your intellects don't have the faith that this is finally the Father, Teacher, and Sadguru. You still forget. Would students ever forget their teacher? Those who live in a hostel would never forget. Students living in a hostel definitely remember firmly, whereas here you don't have that firm faith. Each of you is sitting in this hostel number wise. You know a hostel? Many colleges and schools in India, like a boarding school, right? Like a boarding school where you're living in the school where you're living, where you have your dorms also. So Baba says, so each of you is sitting in this hostel number wise according to your efforts. And although you are all students, you do not have that firm faith. So at in those days, everyone was living with Brahma Baba, right? It was like everyone was living together. So Baba says, even though you all are living together in this school, in this hostel, but not everyone has the same faith. Baba knows that each of you is claiming your status according to your own individual effort. In those studies, some become lawyers and others become engineers or doctors. Here you are becoming masters of the world. Therefore, what should the intellects of such students be like? Their behavior and way of speaking has to be very good. When you go to a medical school, you automatically start thinking that, yes, I am a doctor, I am a doctor. When you go to engineering school or a law school, you automatically know that I'm going to graduate as a lawyer. So our language becomes like that. So in the same way, here in this godly school, we are all here to become masters of the world, to become deities. So how should our language be? How should our behavior be? Like deities already. No? So Baba says, their behavior and way of speaking has to be very good. The father explains, children, you must never cry. You are becoming the masters of the world. You must never cry out in distress. To cry out of distress is the highest or the worst form of crying. The father says those who cry are the ones who lose out. In Hindi, it is Jine roya to khoya. The one who cries loses everything. They lose the most elevated kingdom of the world. Have you ever realized? And if you go back and think, right, something happened and you started crying for it. And while you are crying, even if someone is explaining to you something really nice, elevated, do we listen to them when I'm crying? I don't even listen to them because I'm so full of my own distress. I'm constantly just thinking about what went wrong or what went wrong to me, that I don't listen to anything else. So that's why Baba says that if you're crying, whether you're crying literally or whether you're crying from the mind. But when we cry, we lose out. We lose out on good karma. We lose out on what someone is explaining to us. So Baba says, you say that you have come to change from an ordinary human into Narayan, but you don't behave accordingly. All of you are making effort number wise. Some pass very well and claim a scholarship, whereas others fail. All of you are number wise. Even amongst you, some study and some don't study at all. People from the villages don't like studying. However, if you ask them to cut grass, they will do that happily. They consider that to be having an independent life. They consider studying to be a bondage because when they have seen farming as the only way of living, and you tell them that, oh, go to school and you study and you sometimes they don't understand it because they just are happy going to the fields and farming and all of that. So Baba says that many are like that. Even wealthy landowners, they consider themselves to be independent and very happy. At least it is not called a job. Other people have to do a job in an office, etc. And that feels like a bondage to many people. So the Father is now teaching you children in order to make you into masters of the world. He does not teach you in order to enable you to find a job. What Baba is teaching us is to transform us, is to make us into masters of the world. Baba is not teaching us so that we go and get a job. No. He says, I'm teaching you to make you masters of the world. You are going to become the masters of the world through this study. This study is very elevated. You become the masters of the world, those who are totally independent. When we become masters of the world, there's no bondage. Do you think we have to have a job in golden age? Do you think we have to study so well so that we become successful, or we have a good job, or we have to earn and support the family, take care of the family, or prove myself, all of that? No? There's nothing of all this. Why do you study now? Why do you go to school and study now? Why do you go to school and study? Yeah.
Um, well, to get a job
To get a job?
and to live in the physical world.
Yeah. Interesting. To live in this physical world. Because to live in this world, we need money. We need to sustain, right? Physically sustain ourselves. So we need money. And for that, I have to earn to get a job or do something, right? That's why we go to school and study. If you were told that everything of yours is taken care, don't worry about job, everything is taken care. Would you like to go to school and do the homework and all of this? Yeah? No, right? No. But in golden age, we will go to school not out of compulsion, not out of this feeling that I have to get a job, what to do, I have to study well. No, we will go to school to study art, to do things, to study things that we will enjoy, that we will like. Mm. So it's not a compulsion, it's not for a job, it's not to earn a livelihood. Mm. So Baba says that this is the only study through which you can become such elevated emperors and empresses, and pure too. You say that people of any religion can come and study here. They will understand that this study is very elevated. The Father is teaching you in order to make you into masters of the world. Your intellects have now become very broad and subtle. So the intellect becomes broad to get to imbibe more of the knowledge, and subtle, that means to understand what Baba is saying, to understand Baba, to understand the depths of this knowledge. The subtlety of the intellect is needed to understand exactly what Baba is saying. So Baba says, from limited intellects, your intellects have now become unlimited intellects, number wise, according to your efforts. You have a lot of happiness that you are making others into masters of the world. In fact, there are jobs there too. Maids and servants, etc., all are needed there. So in golden age, there will be different people doing different things. So there are jobs there, but it's not looked upon as, oh, I have to do this job because I have to take care of my family. I have to provide for my family. If I don't go to work, I will lose the I will lose the money. I will lose the income. No, it's not like that. So those who do not study will carry the burden of those who have studied. This is why the Father says, if you study well, you can become this. So even now, at this time, if I don't study this knowledge well, Baba says in golden age, we will be working for others. But if I study well, then I will be the emperor. I will be the king. So you say that you will become this, but what will you become if you don't study? If you do not study, it means that you do not remember the Father with that much regard. So today Baba is saying that to follow Srimad, to study well, is to give regard to the Father. The Father says, the more remembrance you have, the more your sins will be absolved. Children say, Baba, we will act according to your directions. The Father will give us directions through this one. However, some don't even accept this one's directions, Brahma Baba's directions. They continue to follow the old rotten dictates of human beings. Although they can see that Shiv Baba is giving directions through this chariot, they still continue to follow their own dictates. They follow the dictates that are only worth pennies and shells. By following the dictates of Ravan, you have now become as worthless as shells. Ram, that is Shiv Baba, is now giving you directions. There is victory through having faith. When I have faith, there is victory. So if I have the faith that God is teaching me, I will follow his directions and become victorious. But if I think that some human being is teaching me, or okay, Murli, yeah, you know, if I don't have that faith, then I will not study well and I will not become victorious. There will never be any loss in this. The Father will even change any loss into a profit, but only for those whose intellects have faith. Those whose intellects have doubt will continue to choke inside. Those whose intellects have faith can never choke. They can never experience a loss. The Father himself gives a guarantee. There can never be a loss when you follow Srimad. Human dictates are called the dictates of bodily beings. Here there are only human dictates. In this world, there's only human dictates. Human being giving directions to human beings. No? So only human dictates. It has been remembered that there are human instructions, God's instructions, and the instructions of deities. You have now received the God's instructions through which you become deities from human beings. So now it is only at this time, now, that we receive God's directions, God's instructions. Throughout the cycle, we don't receive God's directions. So then there in heaven, you only experience happiness. There is no sorrow. There's constant happiness. You have to experience that feeling at this time. You feel the future. I have to be happy now to go to land of happiness. If I don't experience happiness now, if I'm not creating sanskars of happiness now, how will I go to land of happiness? I don't have the sanskars to match. So that's why Baba says, I cannot have burdens now because in golden age there's no burden. I have to be happy, experience happiness now because I'm going to land of happiness. So this is now the most auspicious confluence age when you receive Srimad. The father says, I come cycle after cycle at the confluence age. Only you know that one. You follow his directions. The father says, children, by all means, stay at home with your families. Who says that you have to change your clothes, etc.? Wear whatever you want. You have to have connections with many. There are no objections to your wearing colored clothes. No? Sometimes people think that, oh, if we come to Brahma Kumaris, we have to wear white. Baba says, no, you can wear colored clothes, but decent clothes, right? So wear colored, that's fine. Keep your connections. There are no objections to your wearing colored clothes. You can wear whatever clothes you want. That has nothing to do with it. The father says, renounce the consciousness of bodies and all bodily relations. You can wear whatever you want. Simply consider yourselves to be souls and remember the Father. Let there be this firm faith. You also know that it is souls that become pure and impure. A Mahatma is called a great soul. Great Supreme Soul is never said. No? Mahan Paramatma. No, Supreme is the highest title. So you cannot call someone great Supreme Soul. No, the great, the title of great goes for people, human beings. For God, we can't say, oh, great Supreme Soul. So these are such good points to understand. The Satguru who grants salvation to everyone is the one Father. Untimely death never takes place there. You children now understand that Baba is making you into deities once again. Previously, this was not in your intellects. You didn't even know what the duration of each cycle is. You have now been reminded of everything. You children also know that it is souls that are called sinful souls or charitable souls. Sinful Supreme Soul is never said. To say that God is omnipresent is such senselessness. Because if God is omnipresent and God is in you, me, and everybody else, then how can someone perform sinful actions? And sometimes people say, when people perform wrong actions, their conscience keeps telling them, don't do this, don't do this. So that conscience is God telling them. But God's energy is so pure, so highest. How can that energy even allow someone to do sinful actions? Right? So Baba says, I am not omnipresent. The Father sits here and explains this. You now understand that the Father alone comes every 5,000 years to change you from sinful souls into charitable souls. He does not only change one, He changes all of you children. God's knowledge is not just for one person, it's for everyone. And that's why to learn Raj Yoga meditation, there's no fees. Right? To study this knowledge, there's no fees. Because Baba wants all of his children to understand this, to get connected to him. If we have a certain fees and if poor children cannot afford it, they will not be able to study, right? So to Get rid of the discrimination of any form. Baba says, this is free of charge. He changes all of you children. The Father says, I am the unlimited Father who changes you children. I would surely give you children unlimited happiness. In the golden age, there are only pure souls. It is by conquering Ravan that you become pure charitable souls. You feel how many obstacles Maya creates. She completely suffocates you. Maya completely suffocates us. How? By creating obstacles after obstacles after obstacles. And then what we start thinking is that what's the point? I'm doing all this meditation, but still it's not working. I'm with Baba, I remember Baba, but still, Maya keeps on coming. And then we slowly start slacking in our effort. So Baba says that's how Maya chokes us, suffocates us. You understand how a war takes place with Maya, but they have shown a war between Kauravas and Pandavas and shown their armies, etc. No one knows about this war. It is incognito. So the war that actually happens, the great Mahabharat war, is actually an incognito war. It's happening inside, between I, the soul, and the vices, and Maya. So only you know this. You souls have to battle with Maya. The Father says that lust is your greatest enemy. You attain victory over it with the power of yoga. No one understands the meaning of the power of yoga. Those who were Satopradhan are the ones who have become Tamopradhan. The Father himself says, I enter this one at the end of the last births of his many births. He has become Tamopradhan, and the same applies to you too. The Father does not say this to only one, he says this to everyone number wise. You understand who will claim that what number wise. As you progress further, you will come to know much more. Because as we progress further, if we make good efforts, our intellects will become broad and subtle, refined. So we will be able to understand more and more of the knowledge. So as you progress further, you will come to know much more. You will be given a vision of the rosary. When children in a school are transferred, they come to know everything when they are given their results. Baba asked a child, where did your examination papers come from? The child said, they came from London. Where will your papers come from now? So in that school, right, when the British were there, in that school, Baba asked someone, where did your exam papers come from? The child said they came from London. So now, in this life, where will your examination papers come from? So Baba says your papers will come from up above. You will have visions of everything. This is such a wonderful study. No one knows who teaches you. They say God Krishna speaks. Everyone studies number wise, and so their happiness is also number wise. It has been remembered that if you want to know about supersensuous joy, ask the gopis and the gopis. Because they are shown with Krishna. You know the stories, right, of gopis and gopis just enjoying with Krishna. It's the supersensuous joy, the happiness, which is beyond the senses. They would just hear the flute and would go running, leaving everything, not thinking about anything. That's supersensuous joy. So this is the stage at the end. So Baba says all of his children, all of us will have the supersensuous joy at the end for, when we will not be thinking about anything and just Baba. The Father has explained that even though he knows that a child is never going to fall, one can never tell what will happen. They don't study. It is not in their fortune. If they were given the slightest sign that they could go and set up their home, they would quickly go into that world. So if Baba were to tell you, right, that do you want to set up your or see your home in golden age or set up your home in golden age? Would you like to go and quickly do that? Fix a position for you in golden age? Right? We will do that. Now, so Baba says that they go from one extreme to the other. Their behavior, their manner of speaking also becomes according to that. They think that if they were to receive a certain amount, they could go and live separately. This is understood from their behavior. This means that they don't have faith, that they sit here out of desperation. So even if Baba said that, if you were told that, you don't need to study the Murli, you don't need to wake up for Amrit Vela. Your position is fixed. You are becoming Narayan number two. If Baba tells us this, that you are becoming Narayan too, will we still wake up for Amrit Vela? Will we still study the Murli? So what does this mean? That we doing this out of compulsion or desperation, or okay, I have to study because I have to go to golden age and I have to become this in golden age, or I study because I know that this study is making me good, making my character good every day. You see the difference? No? It has to be that I enjoy the studying. I enjoy the study. I enjoy listening to Murli because I know that by doing this, it's helping me. It's helping me reform. It's helping me transform my behavior, my character, because I'm listening to God. He's telling me what to do. Yeah? So this means that they don't have faith and they are just sitting here out of desperation. There are many who don't even understand the first letter of this knowledge. Some don't even sit down to study. Maya does not allow them to study. There are such souls at all the centers. They never come to study. It is a wonder. This is such elevated knowledge. God is teaching you. When Baba tells them not to do something, they don't listen and they still perform wrong actions. A kingdom is being established, and so all types are needed there, from top to bottom. So if someone performs wrong actions in spite of listening to Baba, so Baba says, what sanskars are they creating? What status are they creating for themselves? And then Baba says, okay, because the kingdom is established, so everyone is needed over there. So there is difference in the status. Here too, status is number wise. What is different then? There the lifespans are long and there is happiness, whereas here the lifespans are short and there is sorrow. These wonderful aspects are in the intellects of you children. Look how this drama is created. Each of you plays the same part every cycle. You continue to play it cycle after cycle. Do you like it? Next 5,000 years ago also, your name will be this. You will look this way. Everything will be same. You'll have the same parents. You'll have the same house, same everything. So we're just repeating. Hmm? Why this helps? Now, this point of knowledge helps because if I have the slightest fear of losing this life, losing, everything that I have in this birth, if I keep reminding myself that this is coming back, I'm going to enjoy all this again. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of drama. The journey continues and I will be this person again. I will have the same parents again. I'll have the same family again. I will meet my same friends again. How does that make you feel? Little better, right? Little better. Huh? So if we understand it this way, then the fear of losing goes away. So Baba says, the cycle of the world continues to turn. That which is predestined is taking place. This cycle will repeat again. You will pass through the stages of Sato Pradhan, Sato, Rajo, Tamo. There is nothing to be confused about in this. Okay, do you consider yourselves to be souls? You understand that the father of souls is Shiv Baba. Those who become Sato Pradhan are the ones who become Tamo Pradhan once again. Then by remembering the father, you will again become Sato Pradhan. This is good. You should stop at this point. Then tell them that the unlimited Father gives you this inheritance of heaven. He alone is the purifier. The Father gives this knowledge. There is no question of scriptures. Where did the scriptures come from in the beginning? It is when there is expansion that the scriptures are created. No? So when devotion starts expanding, uh, scriptures were made so that people can, read, spend their time studying the scriptures, understanding all of that. So it's just the expansion of devotion. Hmm? So there are no scriptures in golden age. There is nothing like tradition. The name and form will change. Acha, to the sweetest beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Babdada. The spiritual father says namaste to you, spiritual children. And the spiritual children say namaste.
Namaste to the spiritual father.
Essence for dharna. You must never cry out of distress. Never cry out of distress. Let it remain in your intellects that you are the ones who are to become the masters of the world. And so your activity and your way of speaking have to be very good. You're becoming masters of the world. So your activity has to be very good, like master of the world, right? You must never cry. You must never cry. Be the ones whose intellects have faith and continue to follow the Father's instructions. Be the one whose intellects have faith and continue to follow the Father's instructions. Never become confused or choke by Maya, because Maya will confuse us first, will confuse our intellects first. And then we will feel that suffocation. What to do, how to do, why this, right? Maya will give us many different options. Have you ever seen this? Like when you have so many options, it's difficult to choose sometimes, right? Because I like this also and I like that also. It's difficult to choose, right? So Maya will do this. Maya will play with our intellects and give us so many options. And then we become confused. Should I do this? Should I do that? This one, what, this, that. And then because of being confused, I will not make the right decision. My intellect will not make the right decision. And I will start feeling more and more suffocated. So Baba says, never become confused or choked. There is victory by having faith. Therefore, do not follow your own dictates. They are only worth pennies, or any human being's dictates. They are only worth pennies. So follow dictates of only the one, Shiv Baba, Srimad. Today's blessing. May you become worthy of receiving blessings from all. May you become worthy of receiving blessings from all. and transform yourself by putting a full stop to any situation. And transform yourself by putting a full stop to any situation. May you become worthy of receiving blessings from all and transform yourself by putting a full stop to any situation. You can put a full stop to any situation with controlling power when you have the awareness of the Father, the point form, and the point form of the soul. So you can put a full stop to any situation by remembering I am a soul. All this doesn't matter. By remembering Baba, the supreme point, and by using controlling power. The children who transform themselves in any situation and who offer to put a full stop become worthy of receiving blessings. They receive blessings from themselves, that is, they receive happiness, and they also receive blessings from the Father and the Brahmin family. So that means if I put a full stop, if I'm able to put a full stop, that means when I don't go into expansion of what Maya is creating, of all these thoughts and many different things, if I'm able to put a full stop, then automatically what happens is I become happy, right? Because now I'm not trapped in that situation. My thoughts are not in that direction. So the first blessing is to the self, where I become happy. And I start believing in myself that yes, I can do it. Right? And then I receive blessings from the Father, and I also receive blessings from the family. So that's why to receive blessings from all, I have to learn how to put a full stop to anything wasteful. Transform a situation. Slogan. Put a stamp of determination every now and then on the thoughts you create, and you will be victorious. Put a stamp of determination, determined thought. You remember, like, was it yesterday's Murli? Like Baba spoke about the vow of determination is needed to become great. So to become great, I need to have that vow of determination. Determination will take me to victory. To have a determined thought. We can have so many thoughts during the day, but to have one determined thought and to follow through that determined thought is what will make me victorious. So you can take one point of making effort and then continue with that effort. You will become a master. You will become the master. Like you see all these athletes, right? In Olympics and in all these games, they have chosen one sport or one art, right? And they keep on practicing. They keep on using discipline and practice over and over again in the same thing. And they become masters of that, right? Because what they are using is determination, discipline, consistency, and the faith that they can do it. So I need all of this to become successful. I need determination. I need discipline. I need consistency, that I do it over and over again. Do it. And then I also need faith that yes, I can do it. Because faith works here. If I don't have faith that I can do it, I will not be able to do it. Right? If I have doubt, I don't know if I can do it. I'm so frail. I don't know if I can do it. I have this. I don't know if I can do it. I don't live at the center. I don't do this. I have a job. I have family. If I didn't have children, I could manage probably. If I didn't have school, I could remember Baba more. So these are thoughts of doubts. So if I have doubt, I lose the battle in the first step. So having faith is really, really important. With faith, determination, discipline, consistency. And I will be victorious. No one can take away victory from me. Okay? Om Shanti. Right? So even in school, as you're studying, it applies, na? If you start doubting yourself, if you keep telling yourself, I'm not good in this, I don't like math, I'm not good in physics, I'm not good in this, I don't like this, I'm not good. So I'm creating that doubt inside me. Will you ever become good? Will you ever be able to perform well in that subject, in that course? No. Because what I'm telling myself is thoughts of doubt. But if I tell myself that, yes, I can do it, so many others are doing, I can do it. I know I can do it. Baba, come, let's do this together. Baba, you are going to help me do this. And then if I have the determination that I will do this, and then every day I'm giving the time, I'm creating the discipline. And because I know, okay, I have to give more effort in this subject, in this course, I will give extra time every day to that. So that consistent effort will make it happen. I'll get an A. Do you understand? If you're not good in anything, this is how you can become victorious. You can become good in that. If you keep repeating and telling yourself, I'm not good enough, I'm not good in this, I don't like it. Oh, math. Oh, we do all this. Oh, I don't like it. No. And because I'm doing all this, what am I telling myself? No, 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 no. I'm creating doubt. Will I ever like it? Will I ever be able to be successful in that? No. Right? So I have to change. I have to change from within. So have faith that yes, I can do it with determination, then with good effort, with discipline and consistency. Okay. So let's remember Baba and then you share your points. So go within and ask yourself, who am I? Am I this person? Am I this name? Am I this role? Or am I much more than all of this? I am a soul, God's child, godly student. I, the soul, create my own destiny based on my faith. When I have faith, I am victorious. So, do I have the faith that I am a soul? Do I have the faith that being God's child, I am a master? Do I have the faith that God, my supreme parent, is with me? He will make things right for me. Do I have the faith that this drama is beneficial for me. Do I have the faith that this family is there to support me when I need? When I have faith, nothing or no one can stop me. With this determination, I keep moving forward and I become successful. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Okay. So anyone wants to share their points?
Om Shanti. I'm going to practice um re- um uh detaching myself from the world um and everything else, like just like not being attached to anything. Um and the self-respect is I'm the master of the world.
I'm becoming the master of the world. So I have to create those sanskars, right? Now, when you say detaching from the world, not being attached, is that out of what's your feeling like?
Like, for example,
Like, am I feeling happy about it that I want to detach myself from this world? Is it because Baba saying, or is it because I know that this attachment is going to give me sorrow? So let me use knowledge and try to, not get involved in.
I have three reasons to remove attachment. First off, Baba said so. Second off, anytime in destruction, if anything happens to one of the anything I'm attached to, it's only gonna cause sorrow to me. And the third off, well, I think it's important to like get detached like at this point around now because like destruction is almost like it's starting right now. Like the tiles are shifting, global warming, etc., etc.
Yeah, yeah, we don't know, right, what's going to happen. Okay, okay, good. Yes, Kal?
Om Shanti. We have to be
Yes,
loving and
Kal?
detached and forget everything about the old world and
Yeah,
especially loving and detached like a lotus
yeah.
because the lotus is pure
Mm-hmm.
and it just ignores the what is it called, the dirt around it and like the all of dirty water around it.
Yeah. So the
It
lotus lives
only
in this.
it only is pure and cares nothing about the all the old dirt and all.
Yeah.
So that's how
So,
we have to be. We have to be pure and forget about old worldly things.
mm, okay. So be detached like a lotus, where you're living in this world, everything is dirty, you know.
Yeah, and I think you said yesterday the exact date of destruction.
No, there is no exact date of destruction.
I think my mom was telling me somewhere in April.
No, no,
Yeah,
no.
she heard an astrological video she was sharing.
Some people, many people in astrological, this thing they are talking about 2025. Lot of things are going to start happening.
Yeah, like Kalki.
Yeah. So, well, that's been going on for such a long time. Every year, something or the other is being predicted and something keeps happening. But we still have to continue to make effort, irrespective of destruction or whatever's happened in the world, right? But I still have to make effort for myself. Hmm? Okay, Shreyan?
Om Shanti. My point for today is my self-respect is Baba. Sorry, no. I am the master of the world. My points are never get confused or choked by Maya, and Baba is a teacher, father, and Sadguru.
Mhm. Yes. So remember Baba in all three relationships. And then you also got the method today, right? How to become successful, how to become victorious, right? With determination, discipline, right? Not having any doubts, not getting choked by Maya, not having any doubt, right? Good. Anybody else wants to share?
Om Shanti sister.
Om Shanti.
Yeah, today Baba said like put a full stop to any situation. Like take Baba with you and put a full stop. And great Mahabharat war is inside us. Like we need to be always like follow Srimad, that is regard to the Father. So always follow Srimad so that we'll become good and good, like good person. It's good to become Satu Pradhan.
Many times when we think of Srimad, on physical things, we follow Srimad, right? In terms of, oh, I should not do this, oh, I should not. But we have to start following it even inside now. How to think, Baba has told us, right? What is the Srimad in thinking, seeing? So there also we have to start following Srimad. On external physical things and actions, we are more aware of following Srimad. Oh, I should not eat this. Oh, I should not, right? On that level, we follow. But then when it comes to inside, we slip. So
Yeah,
follow.
and I like the how to become victorious. That one, it's amazing. Like you need to have constant determination, discipline, consistency, and faith.
Mm.
This makes us victorious.
Yes. Wonderful. Okay. All right. So I will see you tomorrow. Keep churning the Murli, becoming victorious. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Shanti. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.